Have you ever looked at your life and realized you were leveling up, but instead of feeling excited, you feel terrified? Maybe you look in the mirror and the person you are today is so completely different than the person you were a year ago. And maybe that should bring joy, and maybe it does, but maybe there's also a part of you that just feels scared and afraid. Well, that's where I am currently, so let's talk about it. Hello friend and fellow adventurer, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kayla. I am a multi-passionate creative doing all the things. Around these parts, we believe in going the pace of grace, working within our current capacity, and celebrating every win along the way. Today is the first video version of my weekly transparency reports. This has hands down been my most popular series over on Instagram. People love these, and so I figured, let me try this out on YouTube, see how it works. If you are new here, you don't follow me over on Instagram, this is a series in which I kind of pull the curtain back on the highlight reel that tends to be social media. Vulnerability, transparency, authenticity sometimes seem to be in short supply. So this is my effort to create the online space that I would like to see. Some place that explores the highs and lows of real everyday life. Every week brings wins, losses, joys, and frustrations, and I believe in honoring every part of that journey. This isn't a place to gossip or wallow in self-pity. However, it's also not a place for toxic positivity and pretending we're fine when we're really not. This is a place to be honest and explore the truth behind the fact that the creative process has a lot of nuance. It's messy. It's a human experience. My goal is to always get these out on Mondays, but this was kind of a midweek, hey, let me try this out. So I'll try to hit on Monday next week. So give me a little grace. I'm still figuring out YouTube. For my weekly transparency reports, I always leave my comment section open for you to share your own transparency report. And I would encourage you to hop down there and maybe consider some of these questions. How are you doing? Really? What is your current carrying capacity? Has it changed? And where is one area in your life that you feel like you can lean in this week? Maybe push in a little more. Without further ado, here is my weekly transparency report, volume 29. Lately, I've been noticing a shift in my capacity, not only in what I can handle, but what I actually want to handle. The things that used to drain me don't anymore. I have a lot more energy than I used to in the past. And honestly, that really scares me. Every year I ask for a word or phrase that kind of just frames my focus for the year. And if you look over the past 5-ish years of my life, there's definitely a pattern. In 2020, we started off with heal, then moved to rooted, and then to rest. Then stay disciplined. And last year was expand. This year is to be a force to be reckoned with. There are some very lofty dreams I feel called forward to, and they are way outside of my current resource pool now, which is exactly why they're dreams, right? They're not dreams if you can just reach out and touch them. This level up requires this version of me that's operating at a higher capacity. And for once in my life, I feel prepared and excited to keep moving forward in that capacity. Ultimately, I think all of these fears are coming from not a place of fear of failure, but a place of fear of success, which is really strange because in this moment, I'm feeling this deep sense of urgency. And I think that urgency is sometimes a good thing. It's something that kind of ignites, sparks our desire to start, even when maybe we're not ready to start. However, on the flip side, urgency can become this thing that makes you look toward probably not the healthiest places to fuel your motivation. And this week I could definitely feel myself moving in that direction. With the shutting down of TikTok temporarily, I just saw a flood of TikTok creators over on YouTube and just flying past the metrics I have been working so long to try to hit. Now, I understand that I have a lot of work to do on my YouTube channel. I know that there is a long way to go. So that's not to say they don't deserve it or anything like that, but it's really hard when you're feeling the sense of urgency of, I need to level up, I need to push forward, I'm excited, I want to really push hard, I have this higher capacity, I'm ready to dive in. And then you look around and people are just flying past you. The sense of FOMO is so real. Soon I found myself scouring YouTube for how to grow quickly, how to get viral, how to, have your views go from 0 to 1 million, all these different things that's not even how I want to move. That's not even how I want to show up on my socials. But this sense of urgency was just pushing me towards, oh my gosh, I'm going to be left behind. There's not enough time. I'm going to run out. And that was really hard for me to work with this week. And that was really hard for me to really balance against this high, recognizing I have this higher capacity and I'm excited and I have these dreams. And also on this other side, like I'm feeling the bad side of comparison and looking at others and feeling like there's not enough room for me. My capacity has certainly expanded. It's greater, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I can go as fast as others do. Nor do I really want to. But I think all of this comes together and stems from the 9 to 10 years that my husband and I have just struggled. You name it. Like, it was a long season. My husband and I will have been married for 11 years coming in May. And while our marriage has been great, we have spent the first decade, the first 9 to 10 years of our marriage, just really struggling. Our finances were in the toilet. We experienced loss of income, loss of jobs, loss of friends, loss of faith communities, loss of just hope in general. We were living in a survival mindset. We were living in a scarcity mindset. And 2024, last year, was the first year we kind of broke through all of that. And it was a year of abundance. Now, I'm not talking about, raining money, but we got out of debt. We, for the first time, weren't questioning, hey, which bill do I pay this month and skip this one this month so I can pay next month. We're just, for us, a level of massive abundance and peace and ease, and just finding a group of people that we love who support us. And that was a very hard shift, because if you've lived in a scarcity mindset, if you've lived in survival mode for that long, and then all of a sudden you kind of break through, which is great, that's what we want. Living in an abundance mindset, living in a mindset of like, the shoe isn't about to drop, something isn't about to fall apart. You haven't like really shifted out of that stress cycle yet, and your brain is still like, what is going on? Primarily, there was a lot of guilt that came out of recognizing, what about those who are still struggling? Do I really deserve to be out of that struggle? Do I really deserve to keep moving forward? And what if I do succeed? Like, that gap is going to get wider. Am I going to be able to help all the people I want to help? And there was just a lot of shame and fear around abundance, because I had gotten comfortable with surviving, with scarcity. And I think this whole week was a flashback to that tension that I'm feeling, that movement out of a decade of struggle, and finally breaking through to this moment of not everything is falling apart. And sure, there's a long way I want to go still, but I have a moment to like. So this week I am really trying to lean into this expanded capacity and really just find a lot of joy in where I'm at in this journey. I don't know exactly where I'm going. I know where I want to go, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I'm still struggling against some of that fear of, well, what if it doesn't work out? But I think the question I'm leaving myself with, and I will leave you with, is, what if it does work out? What if it does work out? I'll see you next time. Bye, friend.